Merry meet and welcome everyone. I hope that you are all doing well. This is trying times for a lot of people, and I do know that um, a lot of people have been hurting out there. There's been a lot of different things going on. Hang in there, and please reach out to people if um, you really need someone to talk to. Um, Depression is a hard thing for a lot of people, and I just want to bring awareness for mental health. So, if you haven't heard from friends or certain friends for a while, why don't you check in on them and see how they're doing? Sometimes people don't always tell you um, or give you signs, I should say. It's always best to check in on your friends just to, hey, how you're doing? Just that's simple. So, without further ado, I am going to go into our celestial update. Relationships are so important in our lives. Our lives are made up of relationships, whether they be friendly, romantic, business. There's so many different kind of relationships that we have in this world. And I feel that many of these relationships throughout this month, um, there's going to be a lot of questions asked to those. We have Venus that has moved into Scorpio. Venus, she likes the comfortable, she likes the pretty things, the sparkly things, comfort. It's all the fine and nice things. But when she enters into Scorpio's realm, she begins to have to look really, really deep. Sometimes this can reveal to us some things that we may have, like bad habits, for example. Some people may overeat, and it's okay, why are you overeating? Some people may not be eating, and we have to identify this. This Scorpio likes to get to the root of things. And that's one of the reasons that we are seeing what we're seeing in this world with all the different governments. So, Scorpio is one of those energies that it wants the deep soul connection. It's possessive, yes, but it's really not jealous. They do demand honesty. And if you are honest with that energy, Scorpio is one of the most loyal energies you could ever find. It is ranked up there pretty high. Now, Mars in Scorpio, that is real warrior energy. And this really is, it seems like he is just clearing the way out for Venus, because right now, as Venus is in the beginning of Scorpio, Mars is in the last degrees of Scorpio. Tomorrow on the 14th, Mars will enter Libra. That's not really a comfortable place for Mars, but we will get more into that later. This Venus in Scorpio transit is really going to be one that will help us spiritually evolve. And that's basically what Pluto wants. Whenever a planet is going through Scorpio, and Pluto is Scorpio's planet, it brings attention to fears. It awakens things inside of you that you haven't been ready to face. And it will say, now it's time to deal with it. So, our moon that we had, the full moon that we had on, the new moon that we had on the 6th was really healing and was really, really trying to help us to deliver an important message. Jupiter in this, he seasoned all of this energy with optimistic energy. Pluto is that he's the hope giver, and these energies are really trying to work to bring that goodness and to bring the optimistic or renewed hope to humanity. Now, when we look at the reason why this is important is that Venus represents the surface of things, of the perfect picture. And Scorpio is like a dredger. If you've ever seen a river dredged, what happens is it just kind of digs deep into the depths of the soil and brings up everything that has been hidden, that has been thought to be lost forever. Scorpio does bring that back. Scorpio has definite walls, but Venus is more easygoing. So you can see how this can sometimes cause some rift in relationships. This is a transit that wants to transform that. So one of the things that we have to be wary of at this time is to be careful that of paranoia. We can kind of get into our what would you say, our dark places, and just imagine these crazy things happening. It really is that paranoia type of energy of, why is this person doing this? What plan do they have? You can feel like something or someone is out to get you, that sort of thing. So please watch out for that energy. Now, Venus is also related to money. So be careful in this transit. Venus here, this is not good, because this can go to a little bit of extremes with money matters. And basically what it's going to boil down to is your psychology regarding money. How do you view money? We need to have a healthy relationship with money. Some people may have grown up without a lot of money, I should say, and now they're in a place where they have plenty, but maybe they spend too much. We have to really be careful about how we view money. Are we using it as a tool that it should be, or are we using it to the extremes, such as hoarding, such as excess in all things, even gambling. So we do have to pay attention for that. This is going to touch on those underlying emotions, and that is Scorpio. The Scorpio is all about the underlying, where, Venus is the surface. So Scorpio is about that underlying emotions. And what Scorpio is asking us is, it's time for you to answer those tough questions for yourself. And many times that has to deal with doing with the shadow part of ourselves, those darker aspects we don't really like, but we are going to have to work with them in this. And we really need to be careful here, because when we are working through this type of energy, we have to be careful about getting in relationships, because many times we will be attracting people to us that can bring out our shadow. And this is what we have to be careful of. So I always like to tell people, when you're going through something, go through something. Don't worry about, trying to have a relationship, trying to connect with others. And this is for those that are going through, that are single or feeling just within themselves. So if you're having issues with you, don't go looking to settle these feelings outside of yourself. It can be really, really devastating to you later. And this is the biggest thing that I see a lot. And I have read a lot. Um, I have done plenty of readings for people, and I've been in this field for a good many years. And one thing that I do see a lot is I see that people want to look outside of themselves for everything. If they need comfort, they're going to go buy comfort food. They're going to go shopping. Instead of dealing with our emotions the way that we should be dealing with them, we try to fix them with things. And that does not heal the problem, because you can buy yourself many different outfits as you like, but those issues are still going to be there. They're still going to meet you, and they're still going to make themselves known to you whenever they can. And again, this could be through people that, may be attracting people into your life that could bring out those bad sides of you, bring out that shadow, whatever that might be. We have to look within and to understand why. I remember I was talking about, it was on my Facebook page, and I was talking about digging deep to find truths. And someone remarked that sometimes if you dig so deep, you just get yourself lost. Well, I do understand rabbit holes, because some things are rabbit holes. But with this is something that we need to follow the roots down, and we need to get to those roots and see what has really caused this. And you're really seeing this with Pluto and Capricorn, and what's going on globally with all of the governments and these authority institutions. You can see this happening. We're seeing this problem, and we're seeing it going on, and it's not this or this, there's a root. And that is one of the biggest things that we have to get to, and that is going to require us to face our fears in the eye. We can't run. We have to face that, and we have to overcome that. We have to heal that in order so we can move forward to grow. If we want to grow, if we want to have better tomorrow than we have today, we need to come to some realizations. We need to step out of the illusion, and we really need to see what is really going on. And yes, with all of this separation, everything going on, it is really pulling us, and we crave intimacy. Humans crave intimacy. They crave that touch. But we really need to focus more on things that are constructive instead of focusing, or I should say, acting out and being disruptive. There is a great difference there that can really help us, and that can help push us and move us forward so that we can grow. What I see here when I always think of Venus in Scorpio, I think of the Devil card. Be careful of what you chain yourself to. Be careful what you commit yourself to. So, yes, it's, without a doubt, this is highly sexual energy, but this energy is going to want that commitment. It's going to say, okay, I'm game, but this is how it's got to be. With Scorpio, run love's really deep. It's not the out there, the public attention. It's not anything like that. It's subtle. It's very respectful. It's, again, it is that deep love. This is soul to soul connection. So Scorpios, they need that trust. To them, if they have trust in you, that's what they want. They want that transparency. So that's one thing we really have to look at. Scorpio, they always say, oh, Scorpio, yeah. And, everybody has their certain whims. Everybody has their certain likes and dislikes. But it doesn't mean they're going to blast it all over the internet. It doesn't mean they're going to put on a show for everybody to see. This is going to be quiet. It's going to be intimate. And it is going to be lasting. This isn't about a show. This is about what is truly lasting. And I do feel that this type of energy is going to go into all of our relationships. This is, with our partners, with business, we are going to want those soul to soul connections. We are going to want to have relationships and partner up with people that we can trust, that we know. So these new energies that are coming up is really taking us into a great shift. And we're basically on new ground here. We're on new ground, and that it's a little scary because everything has come, it is wrapping up and to begin again. Now, we will, as this month goes on and we get closer to our full moon, which is on the 20th of September, and we're really going to begin to have clarity to what we value and what we really, what we care about, our core. This is a calm energy right now, and we really need to keep with that energy a little bit because we can listen with this energy. And this is what we really need to do, is listen. We need to refocus. Where do we need to focus our energy on? Remember, whatever you are focusing on is where your energy is going. And this needs to be quite stable. You don't need to have tunnel vision per se, but you need to focus on where you're wanting to go. Remember, we are in Virgo energy. So Virgo energy is very practical. It's going to work with what it has. It wants to get through it the best way, the easiest way, the quickest way. But one of those, and Virgo's very, very detail oriented, and that's a wonderful thing. But we can't get so caught up on the ideas of perfection here. We do need to pay attention to the details, but we can't get caught up in the semantics of it all. I really feel that the stars have been really telling us this time has been coming. When I talked about the Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter conjunction that we had, and this was all in Capricorn, that was really one of the things that just took us, that just blasted us into this new age, the age that we are in, this new ground that we are walking. And I do see that, as I have seen, through this time, more and more people are becoming spiritually minded. I see more people are waking up, and they're saying, well, this has done this, and I do see how more and more people, and through all the TV shows and stuff, there's a lot of emphasis on magic, and there's so many card readers, there's so many tarot and oracle readers. It's like, wow, it's like an explosion that has happened, and there's so many people that are tuning into that energy. I really feel that if we are really working on that concept, what that really means, then I think and I feel that we can work with this energy to take it into a really, really good place. The Capricorn placements that we've had have been telling us to look at the roots. Look at the roots. When you don't treat the flower when the plant is sick, you treat the roots. You treat what happened. How did we get here? How did this get to where we are? And that's what we need to answer. So we are waking up, and and it seems like we're getting this clarity, and we're really seeing how things are. And Aquarius is all about the people. It's all about the people. But what we have to be careful here is that when Aquarius is over to the extreme, it wants everybody conformed. And that just simply is not good for our society. It's not good for our world, because everyone is different. Sure, we are part of this web. We are. But we are all individual, energetic expressions, and that is important. Now, we have to stop going. It's like this extremes that's going on. It's like it starts out with, okay, that's fine. Well, and this, and then this, and then this. It's like, slow down. Slow down. We want to go so fast, but we cannot get from A to Z overnight. We have to walk this. We have to go step by step, because we're going to run the risk of getting rid of individuality, and that will harm society more than we believe, because what we have to understand is our true possibilities. Our true possibilities. We are individuals. We are a part of this, but we are individuals. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Here in this reality, this is the 3D reality. Yes, there's polarity, and the pendulum does swing back and forth. But we need to focus on having this harmony. Harmony. We have to understand that everything is not going to be perfect, because we are all humans. We are going to make mistakes. This is a part of life. This is a part of growing. It's part of how we figure out how things work and don't work. This whole idea of having this perfect world where absolutely nobody's feelings are hurt and everything is sunshine and rainbows and candy canes and everything. That is a wonderful idea, but it's not truth because of where we are. We have to step out of the illusions and we have to see where we are. Virgo is physical energy, it's earth, and this is saying, hey, come back here. We need to get real. We have a lot of earth energy going on, and this is saying that we need to get real. We need to physically see and get ourselves pulled out of the land of illusion and to, get into reality. Now, last year, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, that conjunction, they all sextiled Neptune. Neptune, I call it the Hollywood of the signs, or the Hollyweird. Neptune, it just completely dissolves the lines of reality. Neptune is dreamy, it's flowy, it's formed, it's everything you can imagine. Now, at this time in particular, we have been hearing to be authentic, to live our authentic lives. You've heard me say it. That is about living the truth and who you are at your core. So I feel that we are here for a reason. And this is about humanity. What I'm seeing out of humanity right now is it's absolutely heartbreaking. When I can see people on these social media outlets wish death and illness to other people because they don't do and they won't live the way that they want them to do. That's, to me, it's just remarkable. It's remarkable. And what's going on in Australia and Australia, you have, I include you on my altar for healing every single day. What is going on in our whole world? We are seeing power-hungry people grabbing and fighting at the bottom. It's like bottom feeders, piranhas. When I think of what's going on, I just see all these things. It's like, I know I've said piranhas, but you know how they just grab and nab, and sharks too. They just grab and eat at things. So it's just, it's crazy. It's really crazy. That energy, that's negative energy. That is lower. I don't like to say negative in that way. That is a lower energy. That is pretty down there. And many will have feelings of you're here to do something, but you're not sure. More clarity will be coming to you. You're going to notice maybe some synchronicities that are happening, some signs, some messages that you could be getting over and over. Pay attention to those little small things because they're going to add up. Virgo, again, is earth, and what we're doing here and what we're trying to figure out with what's going on, it can be really, really hard on us because we can hold that guilt inside of us. We can say, I should have done this different. I should have done that. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. We are our own worst critics, so we have to not be so critical of ourselves. September started out with the Mars in Virgo, and it was opposed to Pisces and Neptune. So that was that big fight of deception there. You know, I hear people talk about a spiritual war going on, and when you look at some of these things, you can see this fight. When you have Mars opposing Neptune and Pisces, that is it. That is a warrior trying to get rid of the illusion, to get rid of that. So he is getting rid of all that to have, Venus coming right behind that, the divine feminine. So that divine masculine is up there doing some work for the divine feminine, because there's something here that is seated and it needs to grow. We need to care for this. On 9/20, that is when Venus will oppose Uranus. That is, Uranus is that shocking energy. You could have a lot of breakthroughs at this time. There could be, and this is major, there could be some major healing going on. And I feel that the biggest thing that we are going to just let go of is that feeling of fear, because we're realizing that when we are operating in fear, we do not make the best decisions for ourselves, because we are in that, fight or flight, survival mode. When we're in fear, we're in survival. How can I get through this? How can I make this happen? So within this concept, this is going to be working at doing that. So again, we are really going to be doing some inside work here. In relationships will be hit. I don't want to say hit, I'm sorry. Relationships will be touched at this time. And some of them may. With Venus opposing Uranus on the 20th, this is major breakthrough. So yeah, some relationships could be ending. But I really feel that this is going to go, with Venus being in Scorpio, this is something that is down deep and something that has been with you for a while. Maybe you have put it on the back burner. It's something dredged up, something that is deep, that either you're going to be healing it or you're going to be letting it go. It's either or. It's going to be major. So we will feel like what was holding us back is no longer there. We're not going to be held back anymore. The moon squares Neptune today, and it's trine Pluto. This is really about looking at the self, taking your power back. The sun, when it does oppose Neptune, it will be illuminating. So this week, the beginning of this week on, we're going to have to, there could be some kind of big announcement going on. There could really be something that's being exposed that we're going to see through it. It's something that's going to be exposed that we have been lied about too. So the sun will expose something that's really major, that's really going to change us. And I do feel that it's going to be connected to that Venus opposing Uranus. This is going to have a big connection here. When Mars goes into Libra, this is, Mars is not comfortable here. This is not typical energy. You'll see people fighting for justice, fighting for fairness. Mars and Libra, we want fair. If one side has one thing, then the other side has to have that. If we're going to go after this, then we got to go after that. This is about fairness. This is about justice, serving justice where it has been missed. Venus will still be in Scorpio, so this is actually supportive energy here. So this is really going to really impact us. So it's our identity. Mars is our identity, and Libra. Libra is one of those that likes the balance. It wants to balance all of it. So it'll do what it needs to do in order to have that fairness and that balance. So we have to be careful that we don't sacrifice ourselves for conformity, to fitting in just because. We really have to understand who we are, and we have to know our core. That's why it's really been important about being your authentic self. We have that Pluto and Capricorn energy, that is more energy of finding your power, remembering who you are, get your power back, stand up for yourself. Also on the 14th, Venus is going to square Saturn. So, this whole world right now we're having a global trauma moment. All of us just seeing what's going on globally, we're just in shock at what's going on. We are in this deep, deep trauma, and we really haven't had time to process what is going on. Everything has been so fast, everything has been moving so quickly. We haven't really had time to process what exactly has been going on. We have had fear pumped to us, and all of the mainstream outlets is just constant fear. It's constant turmoil. It's almost like trying to feed you this toxic drink over and over again to keep you in that weakened state. Fear has just become mainstream. It's just like we have to fear. But I do feel that Mars in Libra, I do feel that this energy is going to help us out, because this Mars, our wonderful warrior, is really going to fight for freedom, and it's going to fight for fairness, and it's going to fight for peace. Peace. But not at the detriment of self, of who we are, of our unique energetic identity. So our full moon will be in Pisces, and I do feel that is when we're going to have more breakthroughs. When the full moon, we have the full moon on the 20th, that is really going to expose some secrets. This is like almost like I'm feeling this intimacy, this pull of intimacy from Venus, but I'm also feeling Mars fighting for freedom. It's like a liberation. So I do want to give you a heads up towards the end of this month. Let me see here. I thought I wrote it down. I did not. Mercury will be going retrograde in Libra on September the 27th. So this is going to be some more digging up. This is dredging. Mars going retrograde in Libra. It's going to be revealing stuff to the masses. We can expect more stuff to be coming up, and stuff that's been hidden from us, stuff that has already happened, but now we're finding out some more stuff, some more exposure. So be prepared for that. The end of September. Again, that was the 27th of September. So next week, we will begin to enter Mercury's shadow. So the end of the year, I do have to say that Venus will retrograde in Pluto, and that's going to bring some more changes. This Mercury retrograde in Libra, and this, to me, this is really, really something we're going to have to look at, because dredging up old stuff could have a massive shift in a lot of things, because Mercury is about, it's about communication, yes, but it's also about currency. It's about excuse me, commerce. So I do want to throw something out there. I thought this was kind of interesting. I was doing my research, and I noticed that back when the thing got approved, Mars and Mercury were having a conjunction, and they were both opposite Neptune. That is something then brought to us that is hidden. So very interesting. I love reading through this and hearing this. I'm really feeling this pull of intimacy. The autumn equinox is going to be on the 22nd of this month at 3:21 a.m. and that's Eastern Daylight Time. So the autumn equinox, that is when the lady and the goddess and the god stand side by side. They are equal. So interesting times coming up. That is also what is known as Mabon, and it is for many in the pagan path, that is the second harvest. So this is important for this time as well. It's a harvest. It's about separating, getting the fruit, getting the good vegetables, and then leaving the rest. So we are in our harvest season for sure. There's a lot more intense energies going on. There's this whole month is going to be active. There's something going on this whole month. Do what you can to, this is Virgo energy, so go ground, spend time in nature. That's going to help you. Take some deep breaths. Conscious breathing is really good to do. You know, look at your heart, and look at your core, look at your soul, because there's things going on that just where are we? Where are we? What do we cherish? What do we value? What has fear made you do that was not in the best interest? I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about just having a peaceful life. And she's like, well, you know, in our world nowadays, it's all about, it's like survival mode. We are just constantly on. It's rush, rush, rush. Everything is so fast. And sometimes we have to make time stop. We have to say enough. I think that, and I feel this from all of this that's happened. I feel this time that we have spent inside, and we have spent with the things that we love and that we nurture, we care about. I think we're beginning to see our lives in a different perspective. I think that when we really prioritize what we cherish and value in our life, I think we can make a lot of changes when we're all focusing on that. But that's the thing. We all have to focus on that. We all have to be able to see through the illusions. We all have to be able to be, you know, to wipe the fog off of our glasses, and to have clarity. This is interesting times that we are in. Some people are like, oh my gosh, but you know, this is interesting times. I think that we're here for a reason, every single one of us, and stay uniquely you. Yes, we are all connected, but understand we are all individuals with all individual different needs and tastes and wants. So honor that. Thank you for listening. Please remember to subscribe and like. Hit that bell and you'll always know when I post a new video. Thank you so much, and I wish you all a blessed day. Till next time.